someone that overthinks things, they get analysis paralysis, right? They just start thinking and thinking and thinking. They're frozen from their own thoughts, too many thoughts. And so I thought these were good little factors here. And it basically, to me, it all boils down to actually fear. Because if you're thinking, then you're not taking action. And if you're not taking action, then there's no consequence. And if there's no consequence, then there's nothing to be afraid of. The overthinking can be an excuse for actual fear. And same thing with like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. That's also fear. It's fear of not being perfect. And then on top of that, low confidence. Well, if you have low confidence, guess what? You're afraid. And then anxiety. Well, yeah, anxiety actually is fear. You're afraid to do something. And then IQ. Now that might be, I guess, maybe someone has a high IQ and therefore they're thinking a lot. And maybe that's not fear. But let me ask you a question. If you're so smart, then why aren't you taking action and making something happen? So you get a big IQ, that's no excuse to sit around and overthink things. Especially because if you're so smart, why can't you come up with a quick solution? Why can't you realize that overthinking is actually causing the problem harm? It's not moving the problem forward. So quit thinking so much and take action.
I uploaded my first video to YouTube on August 28, 2012. That's a whole decade ago by now, 10 years. And for the entirety of the last decade, it has been my dream to create more content instead of consuming it. But I never took any action on my dream. Why? Because I was afraid. Why exactly was I afraid? I was mainly afraid of failure, of making a fool of myself, of people I know in real life finding the videos, making fun of me. On top of that, I would always make excuses like, oh, I don't have the camera equipment, I don't have a microphone, I don't have a computer to edit it, I don't have the lighting, I don't have privacy in my room, or just stupid shit like that. Basically just excuses. But after finding self-improvement and genuinely dedicating my life to it for the last about 8 months or so, I genuinely made so much progress as a person and as a man. With each passing day, I felt like I was getting a step closer to finally taking action towards my dreams. But still, something was missing. Something was needed to push me over the edge. And the thing that finally made me do this, record all this thing, just set up a camera, a light, a microphone, just set up everything and finally take my time and record something, was a quote from this book, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Highly recommended, by the way. And what the author said in this book is, action is the cure for fear. And basically it's such an obvious thing to know. Like, it makes so much sense, but just people don't register it in their brains. I was one of those people. The thing is, when you're afraid to do something, the more you wait to take action on the thing you want to do, the more the fear just compounds and the frog just gets bigger. Basically, you don't need to eat one frog, you need to eat 50 frogs if you don't take action now. Weird analogy, but it's not weird, bro, it's the frog thing. Basically, this quote was like an enlightenment for me. It just makes so much sense, it's so obvious, but so many people just don't understand it, and I was one of those people until I read this book. Basically, the point is that the more you delay taking action on the thing you want to do, the more the fear you have of taking the action, it will just compound. It will just get bigger and bigger, and it will just create a mental monster in your head towards doing this, the thing you want to do. So here I am, finally taking action on my dreams after 10 years. And I genuinely want to share my experience and knowledge in the hopes of it helping someone out there. And I invite you to hold me accountable, and I invite you to join me on this journey. Thank you.